in the steamy jungles of South America. Fossils tell a story of a snake so vast it makes today's anacondas look small. Titanoboa, the largest snake ever discovered, lived 60 million years ago in what is now Colombia. It stretched nearly 50 feet long, as thick as an oil drum, and weighed more than a ton. Imagine a serpent so massive it could crush crocodiles with ease and swallow them whole. Officially, Titanoboa is long extinct. But what if it is not? What if Titanoboa still lurks in remote jungles, hidden from science, waiting in rivers where no human dares swim? The discovery of Titanoboa's fossils shook paleontology. Found in a Colombian coal mine in 2009, the remains revealed a predator beyond imagination. It lived in a hot, swampy world, thriving where temperatures soared. Its size was possible because Earth's climate was warmer than today's. That detail comforts skeptics, who argue that modern conditions would not support such a giant snake. But what if pockets of the Amazon, with their heat and humidity, still provide the perfect refuge? Local legends suggest exactly that. Indigenous tribes in the Amazon speak of the Sucariju gigante, a serpent so large it can block rivers as it swims. Early explorers reported snakes 60 feet long, describing bodies as thick as tree trunks sliding through the water. Some accounts claim entire boats were attacked, dragged beneath the surface by coils that rose like walls of flesh. Scientists dismiss these as exaggerations, but the stories persist, repeated for generations. And then there are the sightings. In the early 20th century, Belgian explorers in the Congo reported snakes longer than 30 feet, with heads as wide as oil drums. In the Amazon, missionaries told of serpents that dwarfed anacondas. Even military pilots claimed to see enormous snakes coiled in rivers from the air. Photographs exist, though blurry and debated, showing massive shapes in the water. While skeptics call them tricks of perspective, believers see shadows of Titanoboa's return. But could such a giant really survive unseen? The Amazon basin is vast, covering more than 2 million square miles of dense rainforest and winding rivers. Much of it remains unexplored, with entire species discovered every year. The jungle swallows evidence, quickly bones decay, bodies sink, tracks vanish in the rain. A small, hidden population of giant snakes could persist for centuries without ever being captured. From a biological standpoint, giant snakes are not impossible. Anacondas already reach lengths of more than 20 feet. Reticulated pythons in Southeast Asia sometimes grow beyond 25. Scale up a few more feet, and you approach Titanoboa territory. Size is limited by food supply, climate, and physiology. In remote corners where prey is abundant and conditions stable, evolution might still favor giants. The psychological power of Titanoboa is undeniable. Humans are instinctively afraid of snakes. Our brains are wired to notice their slithering movements. A snake 50 feet long magnifies that fear into myth. It becomes not just an animal but a monster, a force of nature. If even one such creature survives in the Amazon, it would explain centuries of terrifying stories. Whispered warnings not to swim in certain rivers or wander too deep into the jungle. The scientific implications would be extraordinary. A living Titanoboa would not only rewrite paleontology, would challenge our assumptions about extinction itself. If such a giant could survive unnoticed, what else hides in Earth's untouched corners? The coelacanth, a fish thought extinct for 60 million years, was found alive in the 20th century. If a fish could return from the fossil record, why not a serpent? But perhaps the most chilling thought is this. If Titanoboa still lurks in remote jungles, it may have learned to avoid us. Intelligent animals often retreat from human presence. Large cats, for instance, rarely reveal themselves in the wild, even in areas where they are common. A massive snake with instincts honed over millions of years could slip into the river's shadows, unseen but always near. So what if Titanoboa is still alive? Then the Amazon holds more than trees, and rivers it holds monsters. Then every legend of the Sucariju gigante is not just a story, but a warning. And then the fossil record is not only a history of what was, but a map of what might still be. Perhaps, even now, in the tangled heart of the jungle, a ripple on the water marks the passing of the largest predator the Earth has ever known.